Good day. My name is Martin Schweiger and I'm a patent attorney in Singapore, and I'm also a powerlifter, and today is Tuesday, the 11th of February 2025. It's now 12:45 p.m. and I'm taking a walk, 1 hour at least, because I'm a bit early for my walk and I have more time because today is one of my 2 fasting days in this week. The other one will be tomorrow on Wednesday, and I do this since last year already. I fast 2 days per week. The Monday, water fasting, and Wednesday, dry fasting. Dry fasting means nothing to drink, and also not eating, of course. Second reason why I started my daily walk earlier than today, because I have this itchy feeling all over my body that comes on the water fasting day. And the itchy feeling is, I suspect, the body switching from glucosis, I mean the glucose burning, to ketonic mode. My suspicion, the normal glucose that is stored in glycogen in the liver is now depleted. There is some or much glycogen left in the muscles, and the itchy feeling that I have now all over the body is probably because somehow the body requests that glycogen in the muscle to release glucose and not to the muscle cells where it is, but somehow for redistribution for other cells in the body. I'm on thin ice here because I'm an engineer by training and not a biologist. Oh. I have this new gimbal. This 3D head for my camera, and I'm trying it out the first time today. Again, I'm an engineer by training, and it is my suspicion that the glucose somehow is requested by the other cells of the body, and I believe that maybe causes that itchy feeling, because the body doesn't really like to do such a redistribution, because the glycogen that is in the cells of the muscle is primarily intended for that use by the muscles. Anyway, I believe if you want to know more about losing weight, you should know about the basic metabolism properties of the human body and how you can influence them by your movement and what you eat. Maybe also sleep. I wanted to highlight in that context, important, weight loss. So my weight today was 106, morning weight, 106.4 kg. Of the various weights that are there, body weights, I mean total body weight, measuring the total body weight on the beginning of the 2 days fasting cycle is important for me, because that is a comparable state of the body. While once I start drinking water on water fasting days, that weight is not really comparable, corresponding body weight during the water fasting day is not really comparable, because I can drink so much and it would not be accurate. So this morning, on every water fasting day, I usually empty my intestines, and yeah, that's also something I need to share with you one day, not today. But that emptying is important, because if I'm not empty, then I have this hunger feeling very often. And after that emptying, I take a shower and weigh myself. and then the day starts. So water fasting is just drinking tea, coffee and water without putting anything inside. No lemon in the water, no sugar in the tea or coffee, and also no milk. Just water. Then you have quite controlled boundary conditions. I have my continuous glucose meter on, and it would tell me quite accurately when my glycogen level in the body becomes low, because currently my blood glucose is 6.1, is higher than my blood glucose during nighttime. Because nighttime it was maybe 5.1 or 2 or 3 or 4. But now the body feels, oh, exercise, and walking is a very good exercise. So the body needs energy and puts blood glucose into the bloodstream, mainly from the glycogen in the liver, but also from the muscles, which explains the itchy feeling. Once that blood glucose drops, and is interesting, now the blood glucose meter shows a quite nervous up and down over time. But once there's a certain level achieved of exhaustion of glycogen, then the blood glucose would really switch one level down. In my case, then it's 5 point something, and it's quite a flat line. I believe that has to do with some optimization of the body. Yeah. So I really recommend that blood glucose meter, although it also comes with some limitations. For example, the blood glucose level will not show you your insulin level. So it could be that you eat something that contains carbohydrates or even sugar, which is glucose in a very pure form, and your blood glucose level measured by the continuous blood glucose meter doesn't rise at all. And what that means is that your body somehow detected that there's blood glucose coming in and prepares the body by issuing insulin in order to drive that expected glucose into the cells. For example, for being left there until it's either used by the mitochondria to produce ATP, or it's converted into glycogen using some water of your body. That water would be taken from the watery substance in the cell or from the plasma of your blood. And then next time you drink water, that is filled up, and that would explain the weight gain if you eat carbohydrates. So all that is not shown on your continuous blood glucose meter. What would be cool to have a continuous insulin meter, because that would give you a much more accurate information about what happens in your body. And what I also would like to know is ketones in my blood, because the three together, the insulin, the blood glucose, and the ketones in the blood ketones, would give you a very accurate picture of what happens in your body. I heard that there are continuous blood ketone meters, just that I never encountered anyone before. But once that is available, I will try it out. But this continuous blood glucose meter is nevertheless very helpful. And if you lose weight, I believe my experience can help you. It helped me tremendously. I give you one example. Last week I came home and somehow my glycogen was depleted, so I had a very flat line of my blood glucose meter over hours, with something like 5.2 or so. And I went to buy some groceries, and among others I thought that I had bought the same yogurt that I buy all the time, but I overlooked that the supermarket where I bought my groceries this time had 3 different yogurts, and they had similar packaging, and the yogurt that I took had some vanilla taste, and I tasted that after the first spoon. I bought this 1 kg package. So I ate about 100 grams of yogurt. And what happened very short time after that, my blood glucose in my continuous blood glucose meter spiked through the roof. When I say through the roof, means beyond 8.0. And for me that is a very bad sign, because it shouldn't be there. And it went up to 10. But only for a very short time, because obviously then insulin came in and drove all the excess glucose into the cells, and my blood glucose value came down to normal. Something like 6 something, or 5, 6 I would say. Yeah. Without that continuous blood glucose meter, I would not have known, because I cannot feel whether food has an excess amount of carbohydrates or sugars. I checked the description on the packaging, and it sounded to me quite normal. Something like it had 6 grams of carbohydrates per 100 gram, or 5.6, and usually that's not a big deal, but somehow my body overreacted, similar to the times when I was diagnosed with a metabolic disorder more than 1 year ago. That is gone, but it was similar. And that's why I put on my continuous blood glucose meter every few months or so, because it's so helpful just to relearn how to live without carbohydrates, because it would show you all the hidden carbohydrates in the food, and there's a lot, especially if you eat in restaurants or you buy this processed food that are there. They put sugar even into sausages in China. Why would one put sugar into a sausage? Yeah, so that's my experience with continuous blood glucose meters. I really do not want to live without that anymore. It's so important, in my opinion. Yeah, and if it helps me, it may also help you. There are quite cheap ones out there. I use those from China that come for something like $20-30, and they're good for 2 weeks. Now with the new gimbal, I do the recordings with my normal phone. So there was just a call, an incoming call. I'm through for today. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow, dry fasting day. I'm already looking forward to see the low weight. My estimate is that it would be 1.5 kg less, so it would be below 105 tomorrow. 104 is the goal. Goodbye.